Well, welcome back to Cardboard Swords and another instalment of the Player's Toolbox. We haven't got to the main course yet, but as always, Legend Story Studios like to tickle our taste buds with a little amuse-bouche of spoilers. So here's a little roundup to whet your appetite. Let's get in. So let's start off with our generics, and we've only had one spoiled so far. Peace of Mind. This is an instant that comes in red, yellow and blue flavour, and it says the next time you be dealt damage this turn, prevent 4 of that damage, create a ponder token. Preventing damage? Good. Ponder token? Good. But the 2 cost might be a bit rich for some decks' tastes. Yep, for the first time we've got cards that can be played in only 2 specific classes. The first of which is Codex of Frailty, which allows you to go and fetch an attack from your graveyard and put it face down in your arsenal. You then get a Ponder token, and your opponent gets a Frailty token. Frailty tokens are new to this set, and they say that attack action cards played from arsenal and weapon attacks have -1 power. Signs point to this being pretty good in both Ranger and Assassin, although Arachne players might not like that 2-block. The other dual class card we've seen so far is Death Touch, a 1-cost attack that comes in for 6. 1 for 6 is an incredible rate, but this can't be played from hand. If you do manage to make this work though, there's a good on-hit effect. You can create a token under your opponent's control, whether it's a Frailty or an Inertia, which makes your opponent put all their cards from arsenal hand on the bottom of their deck at the beginning of the end phase. Your third choice of token is the Bloodrot Pox, which forces your opponent to either pay 3 or take 2 damage at the beginning of their end phase. Inertia seems as though it's going to be a pretty useful disruptive tool, and as for the Bloodrot Pox, well, if that's left untreated, that's going to lead to death. As well as the dual class cards, Ranger got some spoilers of their own, starting with the Quiver of Rustling Leaves. Ranger players have wanted a quiver for some time, but for some reason they thought it should be broken and have reload on tap. I'm not sure why they thought it should be broken, nothing else that Ranger's got is broken. Anyway, after the initial disappointment, some Ranger players started to come round, when you realise that this is an extra equipment slot that no other class has, and it's an effect that's always there on board. Personally, I like the design space, and I think it's pretty good. One thing's for certain, it will see play, in every Ranger deck. Some players will moan about it, but they'll still play it. Also unveiled was Barbed Castaway, a new bow, which we later found out to be Riptide's signature weapon. It's got 2 modes, both of them are a once per turn instant and cost 1 resource. The first mode allows you to put an arrow card face up into arsenal. The second mode allows you to turn a face down card face up and put an aim counter on it. If I had to use one word to describe this bow, I'd say it was functional. I hope there's more to come from a majestic weapon. A card that caused a bit more of a stir, particularly among prospective Riptide players, was Collapsing Trap. This is a legendary Riptide specialisation, meaning you can only have 1 in your deck. It's a blue pitch and it blocks for 3, both good things. It then says, when this defends an attack with Go Again, the attacking hero discards their hand, then draws that many cards -1. This also came with an explanation from James White about how traps will now be able to be played from hand, and that has just become a card subtype. That means this card is a bit of a bomb into any setup deck that's looking to go wide. Briar players, close the door on your way out, take your Channelmount Heroic with you. And of course we've seen some stuff for the new class in town, the Assassins. The whole hype train got rolling with Razor's Edge, which gives an attack action with Stealth +3 as an attack reaction. Cue a lot of speculation about stealth, but for now it seems as though stealth is just a thing that attacks either have or don't have, like Wither, which is a 0 for 3 with stealth and on hit create a Frailty token, or similarly Sedate, which is a 0 for 3 with stealth and on hit you create an Inertia token. And completing the cycle we got Infect, which is a 0 for 3 with stealth and on hit you create a Bloodrot Pox token. We also got some attack reactions with this stealth synergy that looks to stack these on-hit effects. Spike with Inertia gives an attack with stealth a buff of 3 and also provides an on-hit of creating an Inertia token. Likewise, Spike with Bloodrot gives a buff of +3 and on hit the opponent creates a Bloodrot Pox token. And then of course Spike with Frailty completes the set. If stacking on-hit effects and playing in the reaction step sounds fun to you, then Assassin might be your go-to class. And we couldn't leave ninjas out of the party. I mean, if we did, they'd probably sneak back in anyway, right? They're ninjas. The first card we saw was Bonds of Ancestry, which is a 4 power attack that costs 2. And excuse me while I get my reading glasses out, because there's a lot of text here. Okay, so it has combo, and if a card with Gustwave in its name was the last attack on the combat chain, it costs 2 less to play. It also has Go Again, and when it attacks, you may banish a card with combo from your graveyard. If you do, search your deck for a card with the same name, banish it, Then shuffle. You may play it this combat chain. Okay, so it's like pseudo card advantage that allows you to get a specific piece depending on what's in your graveyard. Seems pretty good for a deck trying to piece together specific cards. Here's looking at you, Katsu. We then found out about Dishonour, the combo piece that you're actually going to find. A 0 cost blue pitch attack action that comes in for 2. It has combo and it says if Bonds of Ancestry was the last attack on the combat chain, it gets +2. But wait for it. When this hits a hero, if you control Surging Strike, Descendant Gustwave and Bonds of Ancestry, that hero loses all abilities for the rest of the game. Now admittedly, that's a lot of pieces to get lined up to get this on-hit effect. And some heroes won't give 2 boosts about it, Dash for instance. But other heroes are going to live in fear of this, and with tools like Bonds of Ancestry, I wouldn't write it off just yet. And there we have it. Thanks for joining us for the Player's Toolbox and this early spoiler season roundup. Outsiders is shaping up to be quite the set, so please like, subscribe, and there's plenty more spoilers on the way. So we'll see you next time.